T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I'm supposed to be the franchise player, and we're in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice. Yeah. Not a game, not a game.
Me. Bam, bam. Me, man.
Not a game.
Slap that like she scored 30.
What are we even talking about, man? We talking about sports here.
Yo, welcome back. We talking about sports.
What's up, boys?
That intro every time, bro. That fucking intro every fucking
it
time.
Always
bro.
hits.
It always hits, cuz it hits. It hits. It hits like our fucking picks is what it fucking hits like.
Yeah.
Gene cutting me early with this Boomer Sooner talk, man. I can't believe we got to see that all over the place.
He was at the game. Shout out to him. It was his first time going to the rivalry, and he went up there as an OU fan and live texting. He thought that they were done for a while, but what a roller coaster of a game, man. Talk about getting your money's worth.
I'm going to have to talk to him how he became an OU fan, because it's a little weird being from Texas and being
suspect.
on that team.
Is that suspect, Justin?
No, it's not suspect. I just want to know how that came about. Like, what was the pathway to that? But let's get into it, boys. Thursday night football. We got a hell of a game, in my opinion.
Where's the Thursday night run through, baby?
The Thursday, you know what? You're right. You're right. Where is the Thursday night run through?
Woo!
Yeah, get into it.
There we go. There we go. Now we ready.
Make that for nothing.
Now we ready.
But man, the Bucks, they're a little beat up in that secondary. That first four or first six is still pretty good. I think they're averaging less than 50 yards on the rush for the defense. They're not giving up a lot. Yeah. But that pass game, they're struggling there. You can pass on them all you want. So what do y'all think about this game?
They told Richard Sherman he would have a few weeks to chill and get into it, but they threw him right into the swing of things this past week and told his ass to start. So, yeah, they're definitely beat up in that secondary. They're definitely taking the lumps. You know, they're the Super Bowl champions. They just had a long run in the playoffs last year, had the whole team come back this year. They're dealing with some injuries. Even David went out last week, their star linebacker. Pierre Paul's dealing with a fractured finger. I think it's one of the 8 fingers
one
he
finger
still has. So I know he's missing
Damn,
celebration, but
the fuck?
Yeah, but they're dealing with the injuries. Tom Brady's even a little hurt, but that's not going to stop them. Should be a good game tonight. I know the total's pretty high. It's set at 52.5, so I'm looking forward to a good Thursday night game.
I agree.
Bet. I think so too, man. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. It's not going to be a sleeper. Usually Thursday nights, you usually they try to put those teams together, but sometimes this doesn't work. Luckily, though, Thursday nights have been pretty fun. There's been some trash teams, but the games have still come down to the wire. They've been exciting, turnovers, late field goals, shit like that. But I think we're in for a treat tonight. I think it's going to be a very offensive scoring game. There's a lot of injuries. Both defenses are kind of banged up. I think Philly stops the run, but they don't stop the pass. We'll get into all that shit later. But I'm excited, man, because I don't think we're gonna get a snoozer on Thursday night tonight, boys. I think we're gonna get a good game.
Last Thursday gave us.
We're coming off the Rams and Seahawks, man, aren't we?
Yeah, the Rams and Seahawks.
Yeah,
we almost got the Geno Smith resurgence game.
That's no snoozer. I mean, come on, guys. We're coming off a quality game.
I understand that, but I'm saying before that.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Cowboys also played on Thursday night to open the season. But
that's right, boys.
The Bucks are a common theme. They're obviously a primetime team. This is their third time playing on primetime this year. We're only in week 6. So half of the weeks they've been on primetime, kind of what you expect. Brady hasn't covered either of the 2 games this year on primetime. So the Patriots got the win, didn't cover. Against the Cowboys, got the win, didn't cover. Laying over a touchdown here, 7.5. We'll get into that a little bit later, but it's interesting against the spread.
All right. Well, let's talk about this past weekend's games. We start off with that banger, like Ben said, Thursday night matchup, Rams in Seattle. For me, what I want to highlight, because I'm such a homer here, is the Dallas Cowboys. Once again, Dak, he has my back on the super spread contest. He covers. So
he's got your back
here. Yeah, he's got my back. We're together.
Every time Justin has picked them, they've covered for him.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to go to the well probably once again this week.
The Cowboys are 5-0 against the spread.
Yeah, be aware.
Do you like it when Dak gets your back, or
when he has my back, not gets my back?
Oh, okay.
Gotta be careful with the wordplay. Gotta be careful with the wordplay.
It's Thursday night.
Yeah, so the offense was alive. Zeke looks like he's back.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Fully.
All right,
That's the thing that I like about the Cowboys right now is like we're not just some aerial attack. We're sticking to the run game. We're beating you up on the ground before we beat you through the air as well. So, okay, you stop the run game. Well, then can you stop our pass game? There's layers to this Cowboy team. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah, man, they've been getting Zeke going the last couple of weeks. The defense is still holding true, albeit the Giants weren't that much of a matchup. Their whole team pretty much went down in that game with Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. That team seems to just keep on getting hit with the injury bug. But yeah, man, the Cowboys look good. I can't really discount anything that you said, other than the Giants weren't that strong of an opponent. But the game that really caught my attention, probably the most exciting game for me in terms of who I had like going fantasy wise and whatnot, and things I needed to happen, were the Browns and the Chargers. That game was crazy, 47-42. It looked like the Browns had it at hand. At half, they were in control. Throughout most of the third quarter, they were still in control of the game. And then the Chargers went off for 26 points in the fourth quarter, completely exploded, completely shifted the tide of the game. And then you see there at the end, what everybody's talking about right now is, the Browns not having any faith in Baker Mayfield on that last drive, and not really putting the ball in his hands. I know the whole old adage with the Browns is, they want to kind of limit the mistakes that Baker Mayfield can make, but in certain situations, you just got to let the guy sling it. And I know they're talking about his labrum, but it's on the opposite shoulder. I know that could still affect, some things, but at the end of the day, fourth quarter, a game on the line, you're a competitive team. You're a team that has Super Bowl aspirations. You got to let your quarterback get you the dub. And that was a little alarming to me that they went that route.
Yeah, they got to figure out that labia issue.
Roland, the Chargers coach, his name is evading right now.
Staley.
But the way he was pushing the button on fourth downs multiple times throughout that game, and them converting every time.
I love it, bro.
Total supreme confidence in Herbert, which was the complete opposite of him in college. I mean, imagine if Cristobal would let him sling it like that at Oregon. They were just check down city at Oregon. Herbert looks like a top 5 quarterback so far this year. I mean, I know that it's early.
Herbie the God, because Herbie the God.
Yeah, Ron, you were big on him coming into the season.
Oh, yeah. Of course I was.
So
I'm always
give you
fucking
some props
right.
on that. No,
I'm always right,
Relax.
Yeah.
But Herbert looks like the truth, man, and they're the number 1 seed right now in the AFC. Obviously, they're in that division with the Chiefs. They're up 2.5 games on the Chiefs because they beat them head-to-head in Kansas City.
There was only one problem with that game, guys. And that problem was it was at the same time slot of the Dallas Cowboys. So you couldn't truly enjoy it if you're watching the Cowboys game because you had to flip over here and there, and you wanted to see the action in that game.
With all those points in the fourth quarter, there's 41 combined points between the two teams. That was on red zone. Like the whole time. It was like if you had the Cowboys game going on one screen and you had red zone on the other, it was like you were watching both games because they were showing the Chargers the whole fourth quarter. It's crazy.
What did you take away from this past week, Ben?
Well, for me, it was the Bills, man. The Bills finally get over that hump of beating the Kansas City Chiefs. I know it's not that impressive of a win because the Chiefs had 2 losses going into that game. But I think it was a pretty desperate Chiefs team based on their record, and they were at home, and the game wasn't close. I mean, they got dominated. They got dominated from start to finish. There was an hour and a half weather delay at halftime.
Yeah,
did you stay up for that game because of that delay?
Yeah, I did, and the Astros were also playing at the same time. So we had just driven back from the Valley, and we were
just chiliones.
Yeah, but
Banging
no,
on
man.
trash cans.
The Bills dominated. The defense dominated. It had a pick six. The rookie Rousseau had a pick in the red zone. He had a sack. AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and it's a rookie. So
He's a monster out there.
he is a monster, and that's a guy who didn't play football last year because he opted out of that season with Miami. So good scouting and just a lot of belief going into the season. Being the GM, the biggest thing was we got to disrupt Mahomes. And here you match up against Mahomes. The kid has a sack and a pick. So it was big of the Bills. They play Tennessee this coming week, but it's looking like the number one seed in the AFC is going to be within grasp the whole year.
I like it, man. One of my biggest takeaways was the Bengals game. Yes, I know they did take the
Nobody
L.
wanted to win that game.
Yeah, nobody took the L. I mean, the fucking 5 missed field goals, I think it was, but I'm just happy, man, for Burrow. You know, it's kind of a comeback year for him. Also, he gets, they don't really look at Burrow a lot because of what happened to Dak and the injury, but he came back from a very serious injury as well. He has very young talent on the team, and what those guys are doing in Cincinnati, we cannot just throw away. We cannot throw to the side. In the AFC North, they're 3-2. They're second to the Ravens, obviously at 4-1. But I mean, they're a team that, it's not like, oh, they're playing the Bengals, they're gonna fucking win. Yeah. They're not those Bengals anymore, and they're really, really young, man. So I'm excited for Joey B. I think I'm more excited in that I'm kind of coming up a little bit, getting more into sports and getting more into betting and getting more to know the players. This group of young quarterbacks, man, is cool because you have Kyler Murray, you have Herbert, you have Burrow, 1 to 2 years away from each other, and I like watching these guys play, man. Lamar. I didn't really. When was the last solid, 1-2 year run of quarterbacks? I mean, maybe you go back to
it's been the Brady's, the Favre, the Mannings.
Yeah, so I think that it's cool to see a change of guard, getting more into football in depth and following these guys' careers, man. And they're showing out. Kyler Murray's doing the same thing in Arizona, young quarterback who's winning. So I'm excited for Cincinnati, and that's one thing that stood out because he was going against Aaron Rodgers, kind of the guy who's on his way out, and then you have a young quarterback. So it was a hell of a game regardless, and it was fun to see.
Toss-up. It ended up being a toss-up of a game. Don't trust the kickers. That's been the story of this year. And Burrow, Roland, I know you were pretty upset with the hit that he took, right?
Yeah, he took a pretty bad hit. He ended up having to go to the hospital after the game.
Throat contusions.
Throat contusion, but he looks like he's okay. But yeah, man, you just got to take a slide. You got to know when to get down. I know it's easier said than done, especially when you're in the heat of the moment going for a first down in a highly contested game. It's hard to tell the guy to slide, but man, especially with his injury history, you'd think that'd be the first thing he'd be thinking about as soon as somebody comes at him.
Very true. But
he's a gamer.
He's a gamer.
Before we go any further, where are manners? We have not commented on the guys. We haven't shouted out the chat. The boys in the chat. Bull, ¿Cómo andamos, raza? We got Louis, Diego, Easy. What up, fellas? Saca el pisto, Cat.
Hey,
thank you guys, man. Thank you guys.
My boy Lou, he's a big Ravens fan, obviously a big Lamar fan. But with this, does anybody disagree with that order right there? I think that's pretty unanimous, right?
For the NFC West, I mean AFC. North.
AFC.
Yeah.
Right. The quarterback order. I don't think anybody's complaining right now. But to the point of the young quarterbacks, I think that we thought the gap between Mahomes and everybody was going to be pretty significant. These young guys can do some shit, man. And all in their own way. Josh Allen's only 3 years in the league as well. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of young quarterbacks.
Good point. Yeah.
So I do have a question though, because you're talking about quarterbacks here. This group of quarterbacks, the second year, how far are they more along than these rookie quarterbacks? Because it seems like there's a big gap in last year's play to this year's play in these quarterbacks.
Yeah, and with the past couple of years, I think a lot of quarterbacks have come into the league. A lot of them have had a lot of success right away, and everybody expected that to be the same for these guys. Like people thought that Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson were going to come in slinging it, but that's not the case. And so there still is a learning curve, and I think we're learning that the difference between these two classes is a little bit greater than we thought. And it's not just plug and play with all of these guys.
And you also got to think about some of the teams that these guys landed on. I mean, Fields with Nagy, who nobody respects. You know, Lawrence with Urban Meyer. I mean, it's pretty hard to fuck it up with Trevor Lawrence, right?
Jets and Zach Wilson.
Yeah, and Jets and Salah. I mean, first year head coach as well. You know what I mean? Like they're not going into
that into
yeah,
it,
but I mean,
Mac Jones with Bill Belichick. You know what I mean? Mac Jones has no excuse.
For sure.
But I think
all these guys get drafted in the top 10. They're getting drafted to shitty teams. All of them.
Right.
I mean, Joe Burrow, he went to the Bengals last year, and the Bengals were the Bungles, and Ron just got done talking about how they're changing. So, I mean, it takes a certain type of guy to be able to do that.
To Roland's point, man, to Roland's point, I think that there's just going off first year. I think there's a more ceiling to the guys like the Burrows and the Herberts and the Josh Allens. And I think I really think that this year's quarterback class was just overhyped, man. I really think it was. Zach Wilson was from BYU. He's a smaller guy. I mean, yeah, Kyler Murray's, typical. I mean, almost the same size, but I really didn't see a lot from Zach Wilson. I mean, he went second overall. Trevor Lawrence, there was just chingos of hype. And I always said it. I mean, yes, he did win that one national championship, but before that he lost, and then he lost again on his way out to Joe Burrow. So I just think there was too much hype, man. And I think you have a good point on that, Roland, that the sophomore quarterbacks are way better than the rookie quarterbacks.
And a lot of the hype is because of the past quarterbacks, because of Josh Allen's, because of the Mahomes, because of the Kylers. Zach Wilson, everybody wanted to call him Mahomes Part 2 because he can throw across the field.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, like I don't get
too
it.
Much. Yeah.
I mean, they're creating the new prototypes. Like Kyler Murray, he's a short guy, so now short quarterbacks are getting looks because they're like, oh shit, Kyler Murray can come out and do this. But not every short quarterback is walking around as Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is K1 for a reason.
And then even then, like they're
three-time
that good,
state champion.
But they're fragile also because they're so small, bro. You know what I mean? Like
he's just a little guy.
Kyler already, it's week 6, and they're looking at the shoulder.
Just a little guy.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, you're gonna see Spencer Rattler for sure go like top 3 next year.
No,
He's not starting with his team anymore. Rumor is they've switched.
Next year's draft class is not even anything compared to this past year. So we thought that this past one was overhyped. Fam, if you're the Falcons, wait till next year again. Some of these teams are just going to be shit out of luck because there's nothing big coming out of college this year at quarterback.
Did you see
Rattler was the guy, but now he's not even starting for his team. So
well, Rattler and Howell from UNC, but like, come on, man. That's
don't want Howell.
Trubisky story. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, Ben.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to this fantasy mailbag. We do have some questions coming in from Richie and Mondo today.
Lou posted one earlier also, Justin.
We'll get to his as soon as let's get to his first then, because he posted through here.
It's for tonight's game.
Up on the show. Here we go.
I actually have.
Lou says, Ben Diaz, fantasy question: should I start Antonio Brown tonight versus the Eagles?
And I really want to know about this because I have AB on my bench. So Louis, I'm with you on this, man. I really want to know what bench
AB
is.
this week. I'm starting AB this week.
Fuck, dude.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't start him last week, but I have Debo on a bye this week, so I'm plugging AB in for Debo, and I'm starting AB. I mean, Brady's been spreading it out. We've seen him 4 touchdown games, 5 touchdown games. Gronk is out, and he was hitting Gronk for 1 or 2 a game when he was in. So he's spreading it out. I'll get into the wide receiver. I expect to have the biggest game, but AB's got to play in this offense.
You think so?
I like AB. I like AB tonight. You got to start him, to jump right into, Richie's question. He had AB, Devonta Smith. I think that's a toss-up. I would lean AB. If you take out 2 of the 2 bad games that he's had this year, he's getting about 9 targets a game, 6 catches and 100 yards a game and 1 touchdown. So he's doing work outside of, like I said, 2 games that he's had that didn't really come through. But other than that, those games. AB's been a workhorse, man, and you got him like in the 7th to 8th, maybe 9th round in some drafts. He's paying dividends for you, and I think he's a must start, especially against this Eagles defense who just got torched by Tyreek Hill.
And Dallas. I don't know Dallas. Yeah, Dallas too.
Dallas torched them as well.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm gonna chime in here, and I'm gonna just go along with these guys and ask y'all a live one, group to group, homie to homie. We talking about sports right here. I have Lockett and McLaurin as my receivers. Scary Terry and Tyler. And
So
then I have
AB or Lockett is what you're asking.
pretty much, yeah. Lockett's going against. He's at Pittsburgh, and they have the 30th ranked defense against the pass.
Yeah.
So Brown is going against Philly, and they do have the 4th ranked defense against the pass. But they have been getting torched. So do you go basically A Brown, AB Boomin, or Lockett as another Devontae Smith question?
Roland
Tommy
and
and Antonio or Gino and Lockett.
yeah, Roland and I were talking a little bit about Lockett before we came on live, and you know, I was kind of telling him I think the targets might be there for Lockett, but like Justin mentioned, coming from Geno Smith, I don't think that they're going to be the best targets.
Yeah.
You got you got Brady throwing AB the ball. I
think
like AB over Lockett.
AB
We're
has
gonna
a better
do it.
floor.
We're gonna
I'll
do
go
it
with
live
AB.
then. We're gonna do it live then. We're gonna
Setting
remove.
the lineup live.
We're setting the lineup.
It better hit because y'all that are listening, you don't know how Ron gets.
Yeah.
When we
Hey,
give
Ron, is
him
that an
advice-
iPhone 4, bro?
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't even
It's
see
like
the
a-
screen.
It's like a 5 or something.
Hey,
all
because
right.
when we
Tyler
Well,
Lockett to the bench, and Antonio Brown in the starting lineup at 6:34 because the boy said it. So here we go.
Hey, when we give Ron advice and it doesn't go well, he lets us hear about it. I'll
No,
just let everybody
bro.
know about that.
Ben, you missed Sunday, bro. I with Justin and Roland. Roland broke the news live on the show. Dalvin Cook out. Dalvin Cook is
Yeah.
out. Do not start him. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I think I even said, oh shit, I have Dalvin Cook in my lineup. Okay, cool. I don't sit him. I leave him in my fucking lineup, and he fucking I
So
lose by
what?
10. And I lose by 10. And I had Kareem Hunt on the bench with 25.
Oh my God, Kareem Hunt should not be on anybody's bench.
Roland, I'm
I think
sorry.
it's him over Chubb at this
All
point.
right.
That's all
I've
right.
been. How long have I been saying Hunt over Chubb, man? I've
haven't heard it.
big. No, I've been big on Hunt over Chubb.
But yeah.
Especially, I said based on ADP. Chubb's going in the second round. You're able to get Kareem Hunt in the 4th, 5th. You gotta go Kareem Hunt, man.
That's smart, Joseph, to have Madison. We saw his production. When Cook goes out, inevitably we did say Cook does go out, and sure enough,
Yeah.
That's
He's
probably
out.
the biggest handcuff in fantasy
And
football.
I was gonna say,
is
Okay.
Alexander Madison.
just because of that, Madison deserves a spot on rosters. You gotta
Yeah.
have him.
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
well.
I have Dalvin Cook because I didn't sit him. So do you get crazy and go Dalvin Cook or Kareem Hunt this week?
You
if
got
you have Hunt,
well,
start
you
him.
start both of them, bro.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
I
I also have Jonathan Taylor and Aaron Jones.
Damn, who you playing
Yeah.
fantasy football
He's in the
with,
18
man?
league over here or something.
Oh, fuck. Playing fantasy football with a bunch of kindergartners. I want an invite to that
That's
shit.
an 18 league,
I'm
right?
fucking-
18s.
I'm fucking
No.
1-4 in that league, way.
Wow.
It's the KY league, bro.
Just-
With,
he's gotta be
Javi,
playing
what up,
head to
Javi?
head.
It's 'cause
Head
you
to
didn't
head
start-
with a
it's 'cause you
roster
left
like
Dalvin
that.
Cook on your
Yeah,
on your
dude.
team, yeah.
All right, so then Aaron Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook, or Hunt. You got to use 3 out of those 4
I
running
think you
backs.
start Cook, Taylor, and Hunt.
Cook, Taylor, Hunt. Roland, what do you got?
I'll go with that because I forgot the other guy.
That's how bad. That's how. No, he's
Aaron
Jones.
It's Aaron Jones. It's Aaron Jones.
Yeah, I'd still go those 3. Yeah, I'm
But
not a
Aaron
big
Jones has had a
guy.
pretty down
I'm not a big
year.
Aaron Jones guy. Other than that 4
Ah.
touchdown game, but yeah.
That's it. That's it. The 4 touchdown game.
Wow.
Let's get to Mondo's question here.
Neta is he? This guy's playing with some chavalones. Hey, no disrespect if y'all are watching, but I don't know how you get that many good running backs.
Shut up, way.
All right, Mondo's question. Who's the better start this week at tight end? Hawkinson versus the Bengals or Andrews versus the Chargers? Thanks, pals.
Damn.
This is a tough one for me.
Those
'cause
are
we
two
saw
good
what
tight
Andrews
ends.
did this past Monday.
Those are 2 good tight ends, Mondo.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Congrats for grabbing both of those
You
guys.
gotta flip one of them.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Andrews. I mean, play the big performance. I think Njoku had some success against the
Nice.
Chargers last week. That defense is supposed to be pretty good, but they do have their weaknesses. And Hawkinson's been a little hampered. So I'll go with Andrews here.
I'm going to second that. Hawkinson has been trending down. He did start off hot, but I mean, he's the only receiving option that they have. They've had receivers go down left and right. So Hawkinson's getting double teamed. I definitely go Andrews. Like Lou mentioned, Lamar looks like he might be in that MVP candidate race. If he keeps it up, he's got his team with a 1 loss. You know, they're up there in the AFC. So I think that you got to go Andrews as well.
Justin?
No, I'm on the same thing. We saw what he did. It was 41 points from him, from the tight end spot, I go Andrews this week. Lamar's relying on him in a big way, and Ben said usage is down on Hawkinson.
All right, I'm just gonna agree with everybody. Fuck it. I mean, we saw what Andrews did. He's put up 5 points in week 1, then 10, then 15, then 11, then a crazy 41 game last week. He's playing the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers did allow Cleveland to kind of go crazy on him. So, I mean, you could see a big performance from Andrews. It's him and Hollywood Brown. Sammy Watkins, I think, pulled up with a hammy, so he might be injured as well. He's projected to have 14.3 points compared to Hawkinson, who's projected to have 12. And just like you guys said, week 3, 3 points. Week 4, 8 points. Week 5, 4 points. He's going against Cincinnati this week, who kind of kept the Green Bay. Yeah. He kept Cincinnati kept Aaron Rodgers to 24 points, and a lot of those were field goals or missed field goals, so they weren't allowing a lot of touchdowns. And as a tight end, as we know, they are touchdown dependent sometimes. So I'm just gonna go 4-0 here for Andrews.
Unanimous, Andrews.
I like it.
Unanimous. Yes, Mark. Tonight's game is televised on Fox. Shout out to Mark Chapa. I think he's last in the league, but fuck it, it's all good. Way.
Mark's in the fantasy league, right?
Yeah, he drafted C-Mac first, and he's been, handcuffed because of it.
CMC.
All right.
Mark a couple of weeks ago.
Here, the buyer sell.
Ben, this is your segment. Lead us in here.
All right. Well, buy or sell. Do we have the numbers up there, or do I need to grab them off my phone?
Yeah, you just grab them on phone.
Okay, then give me.
We just got a graphic for you today.
Give me a
Where are we at?
second.
For Devontae?
Yeah, we're gonna go over under for a couple of these players. So we'll start off with Leonard Fournette, man. Leonard Fournette had a pretty big week last week. It seems like he's taken over that backfield. We haven't seen too much of the fumbling guy that
Ronald Jones.
Ronald.
Rojo.
No
Yeah.
problem.
Shout out
So
to Josh Gonzalez, man.
It looks like hey, that's his boy. No, but it looks like as soon as Fournette got to put that number 7 back on, man, it looks like he's back at LSU. And he's running like he's back at LSU. He's catching the ball out of the backfield. So I'm going to go Leonard Fournette. Does he finish as a top 20 running back this week? Usually you're in a 10-man league. Everybody's got 2 running backs. That makes it 20. Is Ronald Jones going to be a number 2 Leonard Fournette going to be a number 2 running back this week or higher? Buy or sell?
I think he's a solid running back too this weekend for the rest of the year. I think he, like you said, right now, as soon as he put that number 7 back, it's been a career resurgence really since he's got into Tampa Bay with Tom Brady. His career has taken a nice little turn for the positive. I know the trajectory on him was a little bit lower coming from Jacksonville, but he's been balling since he put on that Tampa Bay helmet. And last week, I mean, people were a little bit worried. Hey, Gio Bernard is back in the mix. Let's see what happens. Leonard Fournette outsnapped everybody. He had 46 snaps last week, 29 routes run, and he got 5 targets and 12 carries. So he had a total of 17 opportunities last week compared to Gio Bernard, who had 6, and Ronald Jones, who also had 6. So I go Fournette, man. They're in an explosive offense. No one's going to be trying to stack the box on them. And he's shown to be a serviceable receiver. A lot of people don't want to say it, but he's serviceable at the best. I mean, it looks like he's trying with all of his life to catch every single ball that's thrown.
He
at him.
got no hands, but he's like Justin, man.
He finds a way to catch it. He finds a way to catch it. So I like Fournette. Give me him as a running back too. He's a guy that I slept on. I admit I slept on him. Not the sexiest name going into fantasy football, but he's proven to be a solid running back too.
Playoff Lenny.
Yeah. What is it? Hey, Ben, it was buy or sell.
Over 20? Under top 20 running back.
I'm gonna. Well, I mean, shit. There's only 32 teams, so I mean that's a pretty. You know.
But like Pollard and Zeke have both finished top 20 like 3 weeks.
What I'm gonna say is this: just because that's such a low number, 20. I mean, that's Chicos and running backs. Top 10, I say no. Top 20, I say yes. But you're looking at 20, 19, and the 18th spot.
But
I mean,
Ron, Leonard Fournette was drafted as like a flex option. So here we're asking if he's like a legit number 2 running
one or
back.
2 or 2, really not one.
Yeah, like it's progress in what we came into the season thinking. We thought him and Ronald Jones were going to be straight up 50-50.
And
And he's-
Bernard, you
Yeah, 'cause
thought,
there-
oh, it's
there's
going to be a
only-
split backfield again.
Yeah.
He's getting a brunt of the work. He's
There's
getting the
only-
workload.
20 to 36 running backs played in fantasy, depending like on your leagues and like flex.
No, I mean, to me, I'm gonna go on the other side of the coin here, man. Just because I think consistency is always key to me. He had 10 points, 11 points, 6 points in week 3. He has broken out recently with 16 and 21, but I don't know, man. There's too many mouths to feed, I think, in Tampa Bay. They rely on Tom Brady a lot. The only thing is Brady is a little hurt, so maybe they do run the ball more, especially tonight. They're going against Philly, who's ranked dead last in I'm sorry, not dead last, in most rushing yards allowed. They're
So go ahead and
You know,
sell
so-
Ron so that he can tear it up, please.
4 out of 5 teams have gone over.
I
100
sell.
yards, so.
I sell
And
on
you're killing
Leonard
everybody.
Fournette. Yeah, we'll fucking see.
I'll make this easy. I'm going to buy for all the reasons Ron just gave. That's why he's doing it.
Because he's heating up, baby. He's heating
He is.
up.
He's heating up.
I like him to score touchdowns.
Phillies can't stop anything. I'm buying.
And he's
I would take Fournette to fucking fumble before he fucking makes top
He's-
fucking
he's
10. Top 10 running
He's a
back.
clear-cut goal line back. So let's get to AB. We already had a question about him. I'm going to put AB over under 15 fantasy points tonight. Buy or sell?
Well, after Louis' question and after all that analysis that you guys gave, I'm totally buying on that. I just inserted him into my lineup. I think he balls tonight.
Yeah.
Philly's banged up. Their secondary sucks. Everybody knows it. And it's Tom Brady. It's the Bucks. You know it's going to be in Brady's hands and he's going to want to air it out. That's just the way it is. So I'm buying over 15 points.
All right.
Yeah, I'm buying. Like we talked about AB in the last segment. Other than those 2 games that he had, he's been a complete stud, complete value for where you got him in draft. So I'll take him over 15 points, especially with Gronk out. And then you got to think Darius Slay is going to be guarding Mike Evans. That's my best bet. So I look for Antonio Brown and Chris Godwin to eat in the slot. So give me AB over 15 points.
He's only gone over 15 in 2 out of the 5 weeks, though. So
Yeah, he had
that's
some
kind of
really bad weeks. But
it's kind of iffy. Yeah, week 2.
Gronk is out now, and he's been playing
True.
good since Gronk got out. I'm going to buy it as well. I think that, if you're in a full PPR league, he's going to give you at least 6 points just off of receptions. They have his over-under on receptions tonight set at 5.5, and it is juiced. So they're expecting at least 6 catches from him, and he's pretty good after the catch. We saw him take a slant to the house last week for 60 yards. Him and Brady seem to have a very good connection. Like Ron, I'm also starting him. I told him to start him. So I'm buying this as well. I'm expecting at least 15 from Antonio Brown this week.
No less.
Let's just get the first TD, Antonio Brown. Let's get it out of the way with. You know what I mean?
Nice. All right, so let's go into the Eagles. Justin, have anything to touch on those 2 guys? Or you want to go to your Eagles already?
No, let's go with Jalen Hurts. I think Ben had the prop on him or what it was.
Yeah, for Jalen Hurts, if he's going to finish as a top 10 quarterback, he right now is ranked in the top 10. He's ranked number 6 on the season. So the Eagles haven't been winning many games, but his rushing ability and them just being down and having to throw in games has gotten him a lot of fantasy points. Last week he had like 5 points going into the 4th quarter.
2 goal line touchdowns.
He ended with 20
Fucking
plus,
yeah.
QB sneak and something else late in the 4th
Quarterback
quarter.
read.
Right. So we know that the Bucks have a beast run defense. You got to think that Jalen Hurts is going to drop back 35 plus times tonight.
Mhm.
So Jalen Hurts over under top 10 fantasy quarterback this week.
Yeah.
I'm buying that as he is going to do it. As we've been talking about, this Bucks secondary is pretty banged up and it's not good. People are passing all over them. I like for him to be a top 10. And also, he gets it done with his legs.
And this is a guy who, when we did our top 10 QB rankings, nobody has Jalen Hurts in their top 10. But we're talking about fantasy football and, getting you points in every way possible. So, Roland, it seems like you're kind of agreeing with Justin. You're leaning that way?
Yeah, no, I like Jalen Hurts. I have him on some of my fantasy teams, so I'm loading him up every week. I think he's a fringe, top 10 quarterback fantasy wise. I think he'll end up there the rest of the year. This week also, Bucks. Justin just outlined don't have the strongest defense in terms of the air raid. They have given up a lot of points through the air. Quarterback success against them. the Eagles might not win the game. Jalen Hurts might not look very good playing quarterback, but he is a good fantasy quarterback because of the way that they utilize him in that offense. Last week, like we just talked about, wasn't looking good going into the fourth quarter, but I forget who, I think it was Miles Sanders, or got tackled on the one. And instead of giving it back to them, they just caught a quarterback sneak with Jalen Hurts. So I'll take that all day. You don't get that with a lot of the other. You get that with like Kyler and Lamar only, maybe Josh Allen. I like Jalen Hurts.
Ron,
Little
top
read
10,
option with Jalen.
Ron, top 10
Diet.
finish for Jalen?
I'm buying, man, because again, I keep going back to it. Consistency. He scored no less than 20 points every single week. And even when he has a shitty game passing, it's week 2, he had 190 yards passing, but he had a rushing TD and 82 yards rushing to kind of level that and bring those low passing yards back up. Week 5 last week, 198 yards. He even threw a pick, but he had those 2 rushing touchdowns like you guys, talked about. So it's kind of like, if he doesn't get you with the pass, he's going to get you with the legs. If he doesn't have a good day running the ball, it looks like he has a decent day throwing the ball as well. So I think top 10, especially tonight. There's just I think that whole Bucs running defense is kind of a wash tonight because Philadelphia doesn't really have a running game. I think he is their running game. So I think he scrambles and I think he does well tonight, and I'm buying the top 10 quarterback.
Yeah, and you got to think he's matched up against Brady tonight. Everybody who's played Brady has had to, play from behind and try and match their 30. Obviously, they're not going to, but if they score 20 points, they're going to do it passing because the Bucs don't allow anything running. So you got to think the Eagles at least get in the end zone 3 times today. Yeah. Their team total set at 20.5. So you're looking at them to get in the end zone at least 3 times. And he's going to have to come out as a top 10 quarterback trying to match Brady.
The Bucs defense has given up at least 2 touchdowns or 2 passing touchdowns in every game this season. Wow. At least 2. And the prop for Jalen Hurts passing touchdowns this week is over under 1.5.
Yeah,
it's a little something to keep in mind.
You're hinting at one of my props for Jalen Hurts. Real quick, I want to get to this question because we're going to talk about Devontae Smith next in buy or sell. Well, maybe we can just do the buy or sell and then kind of help him answer this question. I'm sorry, here we go. But I think he should be starting both of these guys tonight. But Devontae Smith, over under top 20 finish as a receiver this week. They're going up against the number 31 ranked secondary or pass defense in the league, like Roland alluded to. So Devontae Smith, I think he's only had 1 top 20 finish this season. Do you all think that he finishes top 20 this week?
If this is the week he's going to do it, it's going to be this week if he's ever going to do it.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, especially with Philly liking to run a 2 tight end set. Godaire's a little banged up because of COVID. Yeah, because of COVID. So I think Zach Ertz stock goes up as well, but then you have 1 less mouth to feed. So then you have Devontae Smith there. Like we said, or somebody just said, Bridgewater in the comments, he said Eagles airing it out in a shootout. So I mean, that's another guy who thinks that this game is going to have a lot of passing yards tonight, and the guys who catch the ball are the receivers. So give me Devontae Smith. I'm buying that, Ben. I'm buying that.
Yeah, and Devontae Smith did have a touchdown called back last week on some offensive pass interference. But Bridge, I think that you have to start both of those guys, man. I think that Godwin's going to eat in the slot tonight as well. So I would start both of those guys. I'm buying as well, though. I've been pretty high on Smith. Going into the year, I have him on my bench. I've been trying to trade him, based on some potential, and he has had 2 20-point games, but I think tonight's another one of those. I think that he might get closer to 30 fantasy points tonight. For sure, I think he gets 20.
Roland, I know you got a lot to say on Devontae. Let me hear your take on this.
Right there.
I like Devontae Smith this week. I mean, he is the number 1 in Philadelphia. There's really nobody else out there, especially with the injury there at the tight end position, or COVID related, excuse me. And Devontae Smith has been heating up these past few weeks. I think he's coming into his own as a rookie. He's a supreme route runner. I don't think he's registered a drop yet this year. And he's going up against Richard Sherman and some guys that I can't name for the Bucs right now at the top of my head. So
he's going to cook Sherman. He's going to cook Sherman.
I think he's going to have a good week this week. And when we get into our betting segment, you'll see why, or you'll see exactly what I think. So I like Devonta Smith, and
you're buying.
you got to have Devonta and Godwin in your lineup this week
Yeah.
if possible, depending who else you have there. But
I don't. Yeah, it depends. But you have a flex position as well. But I think that you have to flex Devontae Smith. I mean, that's what that's kind of what he is right now. He's a flex bottom wide receiver too. You know what I mean?
Because I feel like Godwin's floor, because, I mean, even last week, he had 7 catches, 70 yards, and he had 11 targets that led the team. So he's still getting looked at. I like Godwin a lot. But
Peck, what's the line on that? EC on the, if you can just tell us in the chat later on, Jalen Hurts rushing prop. I mean, if
he's been getting in, so
to get in, I think he's plus 135. I think that's as odd as anytime.
Damn, that's kind of. Damn.
It sounds like it's gonna.
Oh, is any touchdown? Okay.
Well, in order to cash that prop, it has to be a rushing.
Yeah,
it has to be rushing.
Yeah.
It can't be a passing. Okay,
Yeah.
well that wraps up buy or sell. We had 4 this week. We've got like 6 or 7 lined up for Sunday morning. To get us throughout the whole slate. And we're really not trying to do like the biggest star players. Like we're not doing Tom Brady buy or sell top 10. You know what I mean? We're trying to hit those players that are those wide receiver 2, RB2 or flex options, and just kind of tell y'all who we think is going to have a good week or isn't going to have a good week that week. So we've got another round of players for Sunday. Like I said, about 6 or 7 on the list, and it's going to go like that. Top 10, top 20 finish. Do you think that they get 15 points or not? Because those are the players that you want to be playing.
All right, let's move on to the super contest that we got going on.
Oh, Justin,
tell us about this money bags that you got going here.
Shit, man. Dude, look at this, bro. Justin with the clean sweep. My boy Roland borrowed the broom from Justin and swept his fucking floor too. Me and Ben, I mean, we fell off, a little bit, but hey, we still were 2-1. So, I mean, guys, we went 3-6. We went 10-2. A couple of the picks are the same. I think we all had the Bills and the Cardinals. So,
and
I mean, you're looking at.
You should have swept too, Ron.
I should have swept.
The Browns were in control, like Roland
the whole game. The whole game. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'll take it though.
Six and 2. I mean, overall, guys, if you put $100 on all these bets, right? If you go to BetKing and you put money on these bets right here, I mean, how much are you cashing, bro? You're waking up Monday morning and you're asking the guy, hey, cash at me the money. Because we talking about Sports Super Contest just went 10-2, So we put the plays out there. I mean, fuck, bro. We've been on a crazy run this first 5 weeks. Will it continue? We don't know. But we put them up here for you guys. Hopefully you guys tail and hopefully you guys are cashing with this, man.
Sunday we'll have the exact record just to see where we are in the standings. So we'll have the exact record Sunday. But Justin, I gotta say, I'm surprised to see you pick a team that had a plus next to their number.
It's not the first time.
No, it
Week
is.
3, I picked Seahawks plus 2 or 2.5, and I fell there.
You did.
That was my worst week at 1-2.
Oh, okay. Damn, I didn't even know.
It's not all chalk here, Ben. It's not all chalk here.
Oh, my bad. I didn't think that you had worse than a 2-1 week, bro. You've been on fire, bro. You've been on fire.
He's definitely in the lead for sure.
Yeah, no, and we haven't looked, we haven't tallied it up, but I mean, obviously, we have all these slides from every week. So Sunday we will have to do a little, housekeeping and see where we are through.
I got the numbers for Sunday. They're already tallied up.
All right,
we'll bring them on Sunday.
And what the hell was I thinking taking the Jets, man?
Bro,
you were on that train of everybody being out for the Falcons.
I was so high. I said Ridley's out. Ridley's
Gage
too. Usually, like when
the back door was there.
Usually
the back door was there.
Yeah, when these things happen, I'll be, the negative Nancy, and I'll be like, dude, you're tripping or something. But Ben was like super excited, so I was like, I'll let him have this one instead of like.
You didn't want to take it from him, Roland.
I bit my tongue and I'm like, you know what, Ben, you do your thing, man. You had a good week last week. You had a good week last week.
Hey,
go ahead, bro.
Well, the Jets pulled off the upset the week before.
I know.
When I was on the Jets, they covered.
Yeah. But I kind of switched it up because lately I've been taking at least 2 teams that are plus points. It started like with that Carolina when they were plus against the Saints and they ended up killing them. So I've been trying to take 2 teams that are plus points, and I felt really good about the Jets. I was like, it's a London game. They just played well. Matt Ryan's looked terrible. Ridley's out. Everything was adding up. And it was there for the push at the end, but the kid takes the sack on a 3rd down and just
that was bad.
terrible football play. But La cagué taking the Jets plus.
The
Never
only
again.
thing that I want for next week is that we let Justin choose first, because we all choose our plays and then Justin just copies off us. So we need to let Justin go first.
Ghost
Look,
writing allegation.
Hey,
Yeah,
nobody else had the cards except Justin. Nobody else had the Cowboys.
Roland.
Did. Well, nobody had the Cowboys except Justin.
Yeah, but that's just like a homer pick. So Justin's Justin's like, I'm gonna pick Cowboys every week, and then 2 picks from the guys.
Nah, hey, Justin laid 16 the other week with the Bills.
He did.
Ron never wants to give me any credit, but that's fine, Ron. That's
I'm gonna give
fine.
some credit, Justin, because me and Roland, I don't think would lay 16, and I mean we didn't lay 16, especially in the NFL.
Yeah.
But,
I laid 13 the week 1 or 2 with the Browns. I thought the Browns were going to
Yeah.
smash the Texans.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I lost that one. Yeah.
So as you guys know, man, everybody in the comment box, everybody watching, we have been killing it. Follow us. Our picks are there. And it's going to lead us into the picks that we have tonight, because we have a hell of a game coming up tonight.
All right, Ben, hit that teaser. Tell us why.
Yeah.
Oh!
Teaser.
Don't
because
tease me, Ben.
It starts tonight. Like I said, the Bucks haven't been covering their games ATS when they've been playing on primetime, but they have been winning. I would be very, very, fellas, I know that we haven't really, gotten into the meat and potatoes of tonight, but I would be very surprised if the Eagles won this game straight up. Just because I don't see Jalen
They are in
Hurts.
Philly.
I know that they are, but it's going to have to be through the air, and I just don't see Jalen Hurts outplaying Tom Brady, at the quarterback position. So I'm doing the 2-team teaser, taking the Bucks down to -1, and the Kansas City Chiefs, they're under 500. They've got a good matchup this weekend. Should get a Roland. They're playing.
Who are the Chiefs? I had it right now.
How the hell did I? Well, I know how I forgot.
It's a favorable matchup.
These Dos Equis are just going back.
It's
That's
Washington football
That's
team.
how I forgot who they were playing.
There you go.
Washington football team.
They're playing Heineke. So I expect them to get back on track this weekend. That Redskins defense, hasn't done much against anybody. Or Washington football team defense.
It's going to be hard to get rid of that Redskins thing.
Very overrated.
It is going to be
defense
hard,
so far.
especially for me, dog. But yeah, give me the Chiefs -1 against the football team and the Bucks -1 tonight. 2-team teaser.
I like it, bro. I like it.
All right, moving on to your props. Ben, you're up first.
Proper like it. I need to come up with a little song for though.
Yeah, we can do a rap, Ron, if you want.
A la patada.
Proper
A
like it's
rap.
hot. I mean, it doesn't take much, bro. Proper like
Shit.
it's hot. Instead of drop it like it's hot. Snoop had to drop it like it's
Bro,
hot.
you had those Dos Equis are going down good. Dog.
They are.
Hey, lead us off. Lead us off with the proper like it's hot.
Good thing I sent you all these picks before I started drinking the Dos Equis. So these are well
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
out. Don't think I just came up with these on the fly. Jalen Hurts tonight, over 284.5 passing yards. Like we said, we expect him to drop back over 30 times. He's been doing that throughout the season. He's averaging over 30 dropbacks a game. The Bucks defense isn't going to give up much on the ground. And Sanders has been a big letdown. I know some people drafted him as an RB2 flex, but he hasn't been getting it done. Gainwell's been getting a lot of run. I expect Hurts to drop back tonight, hit Ertz, hit Devontae Smith, and the Bucks, the 31st ranked pass defense, man. Richard Sherman's their number 1, and they play more of a man-to-man scheme. They're not so much zone scheme. So if he's going to be on Devontae Smith, the young kid's going to burn him. So I'm looking at Hurts to at least hit 300 passing yards tonight.
All right, Roland.
Like that. It's a little. I guess it's a playoff of Ben, because if Hurts does good, I mean, it's going to lead to my guy doing good.
Yeah.
So, my prop here is a little juiced, but I still like it anyways. It's Devonta Smith over 5.5 catches. Like Ben noted, I mean, the secondary for the Buccaneers is not the strongest. Devonta Smith is the number 1, and he's been heating up. I like his connection with Jalen Hurts. I think they're going to look his way a lot. Because when you're playing the Bucks, you can kiss the run goodbye. So I think they're going to have to drop back a little bit more, and the volume is going to be there. So give me Devonta Smith over 5.5 catches, and give me Devonta Smith to get in the end zone tonight. I think he's going to walk away with a touchdown. Give me Devonta Smith to score a touchdown at any time throughout the game, plus 135.
Yeah.
Just to be with Roland in solidarity, I'm adding that to my card. Devontae anytime touchdown. We're riders here.
I like it.
That's what we
I
do.
like it.
Oh my God! Hey, don't
God.
hit us with that shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's what he fucking does, bro.
Hey, Ron was right about you. Ron was right about you. Ron. Hey,
Hey, right?
Ron, you know what? You're
shit.
always right, cuz. You're
Just-
always right.
Just as the fucking guy in class who's like trying to like peek over at your answers, and you're like have to cover your test like this and like fucking write.
Hey, but Roland's that cool friend who just lets him look at the answers. cuz.
Just like leans back like.
Hey, Ron, I guarantee you Justin won't be copying your
Shoot.
play. I guarantee you that shit.
I had friends
Before-
ask me to show them my Scantron as I'm walking to turn it in.
Before we get into mine, our Twitter handles are there, guys. Big Pat 44 is Ben, Roland ZA24, and I'm at We All Win. We need to throw up Justin's next time, but we do have a Twitter. If you want to follow us there, we do post our plays on there as well. Sometimes we go live with our plays, especially props. You know,
Especially you.
especially me. But anyway, let's get into mine at We All Wins, where you can find me on Twitter. Ronald Jones, over 18.5 rushing yards. Josh Gonzalez, Rojo, week 1. All right, let's ride with him, okay? It's 18.5. I know he shares with Fournette. All right, I know all that
That's
stuff.
why you didn't buy on Fournette, huh?
This opened at 15.5. All right, just it opened at 15.5. I got it at 18.5. Justin said before we came on cam that it was up to 20, almost 21. All right, so it's trending. So it's trending in the right direction here. He's gone over this, guys. 3 out of 5 weeks. All right. Yes, he's putting up 4 points in fantasy, 8 points, 1 point, 4 point, minus a point, but he still hit
But
the
this
rushing.
is a week. Ron talked to him on the phone before coming on the show.
Yeah, but
This
we're not
is a
talking
week.
fantasy points. We're just talking rushing yards. He's had 27, 25, and 21. All right. And yes, he's only getting 4 or 5 carries, but even then, that's only about 3, 4, yards per carry. If he gets 6 or 7 carries here, we're good. Also,
at his calculator right now.
Doing all the math.
It only takes one fumble, Ron.
we
And he
mentioned
does it
but
a
we're
lot.
not. Yeah, but we're not talking about fantasy points again.
No,
He
but
could-
if he fumbles, he's not getting another carry, cuz.
But he's not going to fumble. Fournette's going to fumble. Anyway, Philadelphia is, just like I said earlier in the show, they've allowed the 4th most points to running backs this year, to the rushing yards. So there it is, minus 135, Ronald Jones over 18.5. Meet me at the window, Ben.
I'm
But you're
rooting
not.
for
You're
you.
not
I'm
because
rooting
you're
for
not.
you. I'm
Yeah,
rooting for you.
don't add that one to my card.
I'll
Not
be
that
waiting
one.
for you at the window when Hurts
All right.
for 284 cashes in the 3rd quarter. I'll be
All right, let's
waiting
do
for
it.
you.
Let's all hit. Let's all hit.
Yeah,
Hey,
hey, we all win, right?
That's his name.
Sunday, I'll bring up the prop record for this week and for last
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into our futures. We did give this out at the end of the recap for the division. We're at week 6, so we want to talk about it a little bit. Let's start with the Titans to win the AFC South. How are we looking at the Titans right now? Was that a mistake for us?
Fuck, it's looking like it right now.
I
But
know it's not looking like it at all, man. I mean, the Texans have 1 win, the Colts have 1 win, the Jags have 0 wins.
oh yeah, that's true. My bad.
It's
Yeah,
looking fucking great,
Yeah.
honestly. I mean, the
For
Titans
sure.
have a pretty tough schedule. They got the Bills this week. I believe that they play the Chiefs next week. So they have a tough schedule, but the division's trash. The division's trash, and that's why we took it. So the Titans are looking good as far as right now, live, they're over minus 300 to win the division. So I know that we took it at minus 140. Yeah.
Broncos to miss the playoffs. Everybody was amazed with that 3-0 start. But if you paid attention to the podcast, we said they might do that. And then they get into the real meat and potatoes of the schedule, and they'll fall off. What do you think here? Were they still missing the playoffs?
Went back and listened to the tape. We did say that. That is true.
Hey, we got fucking receipts over here, bro.
That's true,
We got
though, because
receipts.
looking at their schedule, we did say, hey, they could cap some, a couple of wins up here in the first half of the season, but we would see possibly some in-season regression, and I think we're seeing that right before our eyes. Teddy Two Gloves, respectable quarterback, already got hurt, but they were I guess. What's the other word of a victim? I'm blanking out right now. They're the beneficiary of a weak schedule to start the season. So
Yeah. Yep. I mean, they started off 3.
0-9 against their first 3 opponents. 0-9
Yeah,
combined record.
They started off 3-0, but they have lost their last two. They've scored the lowest points in the AFC West at 102. They've only allowed 76 points, so basically it's just saying their defense is good, but their offense isn't good enough to win games. They're 2-1 away and 1-1 at home. You could see a 4 or 5 game losing streak here, so we're not completely out on that one.
I wonder what the status of Jerry Jeudy is. I don't think he changes the game on the offense either way, but I just want to know when he comes back to see.
He's
what
got
that
a week
can
or
do.
two, and he'll be back.
Yeah. This next one, man, CMC
Oof.
MVP comeback player. We could kind of.
That's on us because we should have just known this
We
guy
should've
can't
gone-
stay healthy.
The Dak
But
show.
we had even talked about it, and we had said it was going to be between Dak and him. So, yeah, fuck CMC. I mean, that's one that you can rip already.
Yeah.
You know
Let's
what I mean?
let's tear that ticket up and move on to the next
Yeah,
one, bro.
let's do it.
All right.
All
So
right,
we
the
have
Bucks
what?
to win the NFC. We're shaky here.
I don't
There's some
think,
teams that have emerged now that are contenders
yeah,
in the
I
NFC.
mean, I don't think that we're shaky because the Bucks are definitely going to win their division. They're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to be playing a lower ranked team, you know, in the first round, and they're going to get to the second round of the playoffs. It's just going to come down to, you know, they might see the Cowboys, a team that they have, beat,
well.
a team that they already beat this year, or they might see the Rams, the team that they lost to this year. So I think that that's still up in the air.
So we're not seeing the Cardinals.
I think the Cardinals are going to fall off for damn sure, and especially in the playoffs. But
Okay.
I think that, like, I agree with you. I didn't think, you know, we were high on the Rams, but the Rams I didn't expect to beat the Bucks. But I mean, we've seen teams beat the Bucks, and the Bucks still get their way to the Super Bowl. So I think that play's still very live. I'm not worried about that yet.
All right. Anybody want to cover the Rams over 10.5 before this game time?
It's looking good.
I think we're good on that
I gotta
still.
say, it's looking good.
All right. Over 10.5 on the Rams. Currently, they are 4-1.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah.
Good
They're
shape.
Yep,
First
4-1. So we're good there. I mean, they're scoring 141 points, so their offense is good. Who wants to touch on the Ravens over 10.5 that we gave out, and then it jumped to 11? Anybody want to touch on the Ravens?
I mean, the first game of the season was a little alarming. I mean, they lost to the Raiders. So I was like, oh shoot, what's going on here? Was it the Raiders? I don't know. They
Yes.
had
Yeah,
a-
it was,
It was
Monday nighter, overtime, crazy game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Roland froze a bit.
Yeah,
But
so they're
the Ravens,
4-1.
4-1. I mean, they're in first
Not
place
bad.
in that division. Lamar looks like an MVP candidate. I do think that we were maybe a little bit worried because they were very hurt that first game opening Monday night, and we didn't think very highly of the Raiders, but they went down there. We saw them beat the Chiefs. You know, they're battling. Lamar's going to keep them in a lot of games. I
MVP.
expect their defense to get better as they get healthier, but I'm not worried about that play at all. I think that they'll hit 12 wins.
Yep. The next one, Bills over 11 wins. They're currently sitting at 4-1. Who wants to
Feel
take
great.
that one?
Feel great
I
about
think
it.
this was the best bet that we made, you know, preseason. I think, you know.
Bills
Oh,
Mafia speaks.
No,
hey,
I'm on it
Hey,
too. I agree.
they're
We're a little shaky
dominant.
against the Steelers, but after that, Josh Allen got back on the ball.
4-1. The division doesn't look too good. I think we were scared maybe the Patriots might be better than we thought, but that's looking like that's not the case. So no reason why this shouldn't cash with 13, maybe 14 wins.
Yeah, like we said, they might
Nice.
win they might get first
Before
place.
we
Let me answer this
Yeah,
question.
yeah. Before we get to the last three, Diego, Godwin or Sanders? Ben?
Godwin.
Yeah, I would go Godwin as well. But I was gonna answer Mark's because
Oh.
I hope I didn't miss it. Mark, you wouldn't miss it. It's just that nobody was there to record it. But next month in November, hopefully when I'm tailgating in Buffalo for that Bills and Colts
Oh,
game in
shit.
November,
Gabby goes live.
heading up there for a game. So hopefully I'll do it there in the parking lot tailgating with Bills Mafia. As long as I don't break my fucking hip before I get into the game. But that's the plan, bro. It's not official. It's not stamped until I do it. So I do have to do that shit, but I'm just trying to do it and not get hurt. And it might not be the best idea to do it over there with those crazy ass.
I was gonna say, are you
Yeah.
gonna tell them your story, or are you just gonna be, hey, I'm a Bills fan?
I mean, if they ask, I'm gonna tell them our story. You know what I mean?
Tell
But-
them you were
Okay.
traded.
Might get
Yeah.
clipped.
Diego, Godwin.
Nah,
Diego,
hell no.
Godwin.
They're accepting all fans, baby.
Diego, if you're talking about Godwin or Miles Sanders, I would
Oh,
say.
it's Miles Sanders dropping,
Miles
bro.
Sanders.
I mean, who else would he be? What other Sanders?
Emmanuel Sanders, who's been balling for the Bills.
I'd go in the
Yeah, but I think he means like tonight. Just because, side note, I do have Sanders as a sit-em. The Bucks have a good run defense. Gainesville, his usage has been going up, and he's gonna be relying a lot on the PPR on Miles Sanders. So if he doesn't get those catches, then he's not gonna do well. But wrapping it up with the futures, man. Packers to win AFC North. How's that looking, boys?
I mean,
looking
it's
strong. They're like,
Bears have what, 2 wins? Bears have
They're
2 wins.
They're minus 450 live odds to win it, and we got it at minus 155.
Yeah,
minus 140.
Yeah,
minus something going down on Rodgers. That's it. It's a wrap. They got that division.
The Bears are 2, but they're not.
Vikings are 2-3, and the Lions are 0-5. So that's looking good as well.
That takes us to our next play. Lions over under 4.5. The last
but there again,
a bunch of overs. But hey, look at the 2 teams that we hit the unders on, Papa.
Yeah, that's right, boy.
One team that has
a winless
damn game. I mean, they got the coach crying because these boys can't go and finish the game and win one for the coach. Matt Campbell crying in his post-game presser after last week. They've lost some pretty crazy games. Remember the way that the Ravens beat them? I mean, they've lost 2 games.
That was gross. 66-yarder.
They've lost 2 games on field goals that have gone in with 0 seconds on the clock this year. So the Lions are fighting hard. They're respectable. They're only 3-point dogs to the Bengals this week. But that under 4.5 wins is looking pretty damn good because there's no way they hit 5, fellas.
Yeah, winless 0-5, which leads us to the next play. Texans under 4.5 wins. They came out early in the season with that win that nobody's fucking saw coming. But other than that, they've lost every game and they're sitting at 1-4. How do we feel about that Texans?
No, we're good. Davis Mills is not going to lead them to a 4-win season. That's just not happening. We're good there.
I mean, so if you guys watch the show in the beginning, the only play that we're completely out on right now, out of these 10 plays, is a CMC. Everything else is live or is gonna catch.
It's still early, but I mean,
it's still early, but we're on the right track. The trend is on the right track.
Yeah, everything is trending the right direction for damn sure. Like with the
Hell
Ravens, we had them winning that Ravens game with the Raiders game, but we had them losing against the Chiefs, and they pulled that one out. So it made up for one of those wins that we had, But I mean, the odds are completely shifted in our favor through 5 weeks of the NFL. It seems like we had a pretty good read on the season coming in, boys.
That's why you do those divisional breakdowns. You got to get in the lead.
And I mean, it's been looking like it with our pick'em contest as well.
Every breakdown came with some plays, so that was on y'all to catch.
What do we got left? What do we got left?
Cover some of this postseason run.
Oh, tonight?
Do or die, your boys, Ron. Do or die.
Oh,
let's be brief on this one.
Kobe. Hey, wait, Justin. What do you mean brief?
Let's be brief. Justin, you're trying to cut down his Kobe time.
Hey,
I would never do that on Kobe.
Justin just wants that jersey, Ron. That's the problem. He don't have that jersey.
Shout out to Wally Garza, Kobe. All right, so the Boston took care of Tampa Bay, which only Marky saw coming because Tampa Bay was one of the best teams. Ben's Houston Astros took care of the White Sox. The Braves took care of the Brewers. So we have 3 teams already locked in, and we're pending tonight. We're pending the Dodgers or the Giants. Whoever wins goes into the Final Four, and then we take it from there. Let's just say who's going to win the World
Braves,
Series.
Red Sox, Astros.
All right, so who do you have winning the World Series, Justin?
Astros.
All right, Ben.
I'm going to be beating on the trash cans, cuz.
Roland, not as a fan. Come on, Roland.
I mean, we gave our picks the last time that we talked about it, and I'm sticking with it. And I said it would be a rematch, Houston versus the Dodgers, or Houston versus LA. So I'm sticking with it.
LA doesn't get through tonight. LA does not win tonight. This pitcher, game 1, he pitched 10 strikeouts, shutout baseball.
He's due for regression.
He's undefeated at home. And the Dodgers switched their pitcher to a bullpen guy earlier at like 2:00 p.m. this afternoon.
I saw that.
They were going to go with Julio Urias, who had the most wins in all of MLB as a pitcher.
The only 20-game winner.
The only one, Roland, and then they switch it to I know that it's all hands on deck. I don't agree with starting with a bullpen guy. The Giants pitcher is going to go 6+ innings, and I got the Giants in the under tonight. The Giants have won 2 games. They've both gone under. The Dodgers have won 2 games. They've both gone over. So the trend is Giants and under or Dodgers and over. Whatever you believe, parlay it, baby.
Nice.
I didn't bet on the game because as a fan, I can't take 2 L's in one night if the Dodgers fucking lose, bro. So I'm just going to watch as a fan. As far as Thursday Night Football, real quick, who we got winning this game and do they cover the -7? I have I don't have a play on the spread. We didn't have a slide for it, but I like the overs tonight, boys. I opened up a 2-team parlay with overs tonight, and then an open play for a pick on Sunday.
I got the Bucks winning, but the Eagles covering the 7 points.
Roland, are you making that official, or is that?
No, I mean I have.
Oh,
the play.
fuck! Are we boarding it? Are we boarding it, boys?
I have the play like personally. I'm playing it, but it's
No,
not
but I know
like-
you were contemplating making it a
Nah,
contest.
I have 3
Okay.
other picks that I like.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not for a super contest.
Okay. I was
Alright.
making sure because
I
last week
went-
I had a Thursday pick.
All right, so we got Ron over Philly and Tampa Bay. Roland said that the Eagles cover. Is that am I boarding it or is it just a lean?
Nah,
No, I mean,
I took
well,
it personally.
he
but
took it.
Alright,
He
yeah.
took
Alright.
it.
All right, Eagles ATS. Ben, what do you got? What do you got? before we
No,
go?
that's not his ATS pick though.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
Still
I
got
know.
something
It's
to put
just
3 up.
It's
hey,
not
it's
for
just
the
for the
show.
night. Yeah, it's
Just for the night. Just for the night.
Yeah, just for the night.
Give me the
Ben-
over, Ron. Give me the over.
All right, Ben's copying me like Justin.
We all gave props. But give me the over tonight.
Justin, what do you got before we go?
I got Gainwell over 13 yards rushing.
No, the game, fool.
Give us
Oh
a
no,
game or
give me
an
the
over.
Bucks. Give me the Bucks against the spread.
Bucks minus 7 or 7.5.
7.
All right,
No hook.
minus 7.
Yeah,
All right,
-7 right now. Hey, this is just us. We'll just come and see what's
All
up.
right.
But
and Justin, where can they find us, bro? Where can they talk to us? Where can they DM us? Where can they say hello?
Well, this is where you can find us: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We're on all that. We do have a WhatsApp group where we do bring up chats. If you want in on that, someone will talk to you about sports throughout the day. You can find us there. And where can we bet? You already know. It's at BetKing Online. Promo
Yep.
code WTBS. We got all the plays that we did today that we showed you. All the ones that are trending right, we did on there.
Yep.
All those were the numbers through there. You could have been playing them too. As you know, we're going to give you more plays throughout the week. So look at that as well.
And
I mean, Sunday we'll be back with 3, 6, 9. We'll be back with 12 plays. I mean, all of us are going to have 3 plays against the spread. Some of them might be the same, but we're going to have a multitude of plays. And also, we dropped that. We dropped. You like that multitude? You like that?
Multitude. I like the 3, 6, 9.
Depends on the thesaurus.
You're fine.
Hey, but we also dropped the MMA Tap Hour episode that we recorded yesterday,
Yeah.
and we got plays on there too for this
Bro,
weekend's UFC.
yes, bro, we do.
So check that out. We talked about Wilder and Fury Part 3. We talked about John Jones, the John Jones saga, and some fight bookings that happened in the UFC. So if you like
Some
Chingasos,
Masvidal.
yeah, if you like Chingasos,
Yep.
go check that out. YouTube, Facebook, or on iTunes and Spotify.
And for everybody who stayed on the show, who stayed to the very end, we were gonna wait till Sunday, but shit, we'll drop it right now. We're gonna run. If you have DraftKings, guys, we're gonna run. It's free to enter, and we're giving away some cash from us to you guys. But
But if y'all don't win and one of us wins, y'all don't get the cash.
y'all don't get
all right?
shit. So
Yeah,
it's y'all.
yeah.
It's y'all versus us. Okay. Who highest score wins. All right. If you want the details, go to our Twitter and we're gonna put the details of the contest there. It's for this weekend. Winner take all. It's you guys versus us versus Roland versus Justin versus me. Highest score wins, man. So if you have a DraftKings, we're gonna set it up. We'll throw the invite on Twitter. So you have to go and you have to follow. It's free to enter. It's from us to you guys. There is a cash prize. All right. So free to enter, and you might walk away with some cash.
Yeah. Just hit us up.
Disclaimer though.
Hit us up and
Disclaimer,
share our
though.
page. Yeah.
The only way that you can get the cash, there's only one way to get the cash. There's only one way to win. If you win, there's only one way. You have to be subscribed to our YouTube channel. That's it. That's it. If you win and you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel,
Then you better go subscribe before you
Yeah.
ask for the payout.
no. That shit rolls over to the next week. That rolls over to the next week,
The
bro.
payout gets paid automatically.
No.
Yeah.
If they're not subscribed, they're not gonna win the cash. That's just the
Yeah.
way it is. That's
No,
just the way it is.
I don't know if you
We're-
can do that, but
No, we can. We talking about sports. We can do whatever we want.
We make the rules around here, Rolling. It's free,
Remember,
damn
Ron's
it.
slogan is "I'm always right."
Yeah.
So
Hey, no, but for real, if y'all want to be in that free DraftKings, enter for free. We'll have a little cash prize. We're gonna throw in some cash amongst us. Not anything crazy either, but it's fucking free. We're all gonna be in it, and we're hoping to beat y'all, so we don't gotta pay you out. But if
See,
$10
you know we're gonna take
But-
care of these
But
guys.
if one of y'all does beat us at Tahueno, we'll pay y'all out. You feel
Yeah,
me? We're never
yeah.
not gonna pay out. But y'all hit us up and join that. Subscribe to the YouTube. We'll be
And it's
back
this
Sunday.
weekend, so you have 3 days to subscribe: Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And if you're with
Right.
us Sunday morning, we'll hit back on it again.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for us. It's a wrap.
Go
We'll see you
Dodgers.
Sunday morning, fellas.